Hello, guys. It's your girl, Marceline, aka Darlene Benjamin. I am here with my guest, Shay. She just gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and she is so cute. Yes, I met her. She's awesome, y'all. She made me want to have my own. Hello, Shay.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome to my YouTube channel. That's the only way I know how to put it. My YouTube channel. So yes, my guest Shay just had this cute little thing that make me wanna have one, you guys. But you know, gotta wait, stuff like that. So.
Take your time. Don't rush it.
Yes. Shay, my friend and I we have talked about like the danger of giving birth, things that our parents, our friends, they never talk about when they are like pregnant. So what was it? How was it when you got pregnant? Was it anything that you should have known that you did not know? Is there anything like you wish like someone had told you?
Well, me, I've been pregnant 4 times. I only have 3 children. The first time I got pregnant, I ended up losing my son. Because
Sorry to hear that.
It's okay, because he helped me get the other 3 here. So I can't, every baby has its purpose, and that was my first son's purpose. I have something what is called an incompetent cervix. So basically, through any point of my pregnancy, my cervix opens up on its own. Normally, your cervix doesn't open up, so you go into labor and all of that. So I was about 5.5 months pregnant, feeling regular, woke up, I'm like, okay, but then something didn't seem right later. I felt a lot of pressure, went into the emergency room. By the time I got there, my son's feet were already
in your canal?
Yeah, were already in the birth canal.
Okay.
So they basically let me know that being that my cervix had opened up earlier in my pregnancy, they're supposed to give you what's called a cervical cerclage, which is where it's just one stitch that they put in your cervix and it keeps it closed, and they leave it in there until you're about 37 weeks. So that by then, if you have the baby anytime after that, it's full term. So that was one of the things that I wish that I would have known my first go round, but I'm happy that I knew with the other 3.
But didn't the doctor should have informed you about that? Because they have done so many tests. Because I know once a woman get pregnant, she take a pregnancy test and she have a lot of tests the doctors are doing the first trimester of the woman pregnancy. Yeah. So that is something that should have been caught.
Well, yes and no. I say no only because as far as the incompetent cervix, there's no test for it. You basically live through it. And now the reason why I say yes, they should have informed me was because the first time my cervix opened up, I was about 2 months. So the baby, I guess, was still attached to my uterine wall. So it couldn't, come down. And in that moment, instead of them telling me, okay, well, you may have an incompetent cervix. If the cervix doesn't close up by this time, then you'll have to do this. What they did was, by your next exam, if your cervix is closed, you'll be fine. Came in my next exam, my cervix was closed. But 2.5 months down the road, my cervix ended up opening back up. So then it was when I was given all the information about an incompetent cervix, what it was, and the ways to fix it. So basically, now every time I get pregnant, when I'm 16 weeks, I have to go get a cervical cerclage put in.
Okay. What else that you wish that you known about pregnancy that our family, our friends, or doctor are not informing us about?
I would say the epidural. It seems beneficial, but a lot of what you deal with afterwards is no fun. I mean, I have a lot of back problems from getting epidurals, and I mean, it's not even like, little pinches. It's like, I feel like I need a chiropractor or something. Like, I can wake up and my back can be so stiff sometimes. That's one of the major things, because I know that that's something that women go to for birth. With my last 2, I didn't do the epidural. I mean, because also you put yourself at risk for not being able to walk if they don't stick you the right way. And when they stuck me with my daughter, the guy actually stuck me wrong. And I couldn't feel, like I could feel, but I couldn't feel any of the numbness. So I felt the pain the whole the whole pregnancy anyway. While I was in labor, I
Okay.
felt the pain anyway. So I mean, it's really not worth the risk. The pain is a lot. The contractions to me were the worst part of the entire pregnancy. But I mean, it's really not worth it because you could lose a lot if one thing goes wrong. And guess what? You signed those papers. So if anything goes wrong, you knew it was a risk and you're just
Taking that risk with your life, the possibility of having the after effect of the epidural that we are not informed about that part. So what would you say? Is it more common in the Black community or what?
As far as the Black community goes, I would say it is a little more common. Not that it's because we're weaker, but I think it's more so because we're used to having something to run to comfort us when it comes to pain and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, especially being a Black woman, when you go into for any reason go to the hospital, you have to make sure you stay on top of them because they do not take care of us the way that they're supposed to. You've had a lot of Black women that have hemorrhaged out because they're complaining about pain, but they feel like we over exaggerate because they think that we just want medication and stuff like that. Because the same thing happened with who was the tennis lady that just had her
Serena Williams.
yeah,
Serena Williams.
she almost died because she was telling them like something's not right, I'm in pain, whatever, and she almost died. And if it wouldn't have been for the fact that she was willing to push the situation, we wouldn't have Serena anymore, would we? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
I mean, I can't push it enough because I've been in those situations, but I'm very strong-minded and I'm very outspoken and I'm used to being in the medical field. So when things aren't going the way that I want them to go, you have to open your mouth. You have to speak up, and you can't always place blame on the doctors because at the end of the day, sometimes the doctor's only going to tell you what you ask. So you always have to be willing to ask questions. Like, it might be a touchy situation, but I mean, this is your doctor. This is someone that you're expecting to walk you through this whole process. Ask them as many questions as possible. If they have a problem answering your questions, then you need to find another doctor.
Okay. So what was it like the afterbirth? Because now we talk about the process of you giving birth. And this situation is happening. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we have to do a little more research as Black, or should I say as pregnant woman or future mother.
We do need to do more research. I know that some people it's discouraging because you go and you search and you can either find things that be like, wow, okay, I never knew this, or you'll find stuff that's like, okay, I might die. Like you gotta just make sure that you're checking where you're finding your information. Normally .orgs, anything with a .org is pretty reliable. Books are the best way to do it. If you go through a book, don't do WebMD, stuff like that, because that'll scare you. That'll really scare you, because I'm a searcher. Anything that happens, I try to look up as much information as possible. I ask the doctor. I'll cross-reference what information the doctor gives me and what information I have. Any brochures I can find, I try to use those as well too.
Okay, I'm about to ask you something that's really weird.
Okay.
I met someone who, she is 23 years old. She's currently pregnant.
Okay.
And she said something to me that I thought was really weird. But at first she thought she was sick.
Yeah.
She said that when she first got pregnant, but she's still like dealing with it.
Yeah.
But should I say no one ever told her that she will have a lot of discharge, like.
Oh,
Yeah, that part. I want to talk about it. Yeah, I want to go
Okay.
there. I want to go there,
So
okay?
when we talk about the discharge, like, so what, as far as about the discharge, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty normal discharge. I mean, if it has a pungent smell or something like that, you got to go get that checked out.
That's what I'm
not the
saying
baby.
is, like, she said it was excess, like some
Extra wet.
like some
Yeah.
women say that they were paired.
Because Sometimes I used to personally think it was like, you being stimulated a little, like, because when you're pregnant, sometimes you're a little more on the frisky side.
She said you on the frisky
yeah,
side.
so
Okay.
sometimes you may be a little, wet, nothing's going on, but I think that plays a part in it. But also, it's just your body's carrying a lot of fluids. You're full of some of everything, and then you got to remember you're growing a whole nother human life. So any and everything can cause discharge, as long as it's not discolored or have like a nasty smell, because it shouldn't have a nasty smell. It's more of a natural, what you already smell like type of smell. So I mean, it's natural. There's nothing wrong with the discharge.
Okay. I know your girl is going there. Okay, people. Yes, your girl Marceline is going there. Yes, she is. What about the body discoloration?
Normally, that can be a sign of infection. So you need to go to the doctor and have them check. Sometimes it can be a ruptured sac, which you need to make sure you stay on top of, because that sac holds everything. Like when you eat, all of it goes into the sac, into the placenta. The baby eats it. I mean, they do get food through the umbilical cord, but that sac is like, that's like when they make their first poop. Yes, they do poop inside of you. When they have their first poop and their first pee.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to laugh, but guys, I can't help it.
It's in that sac. They eat that, and they need that to survive. And then also they'll also make sure that the levels of the sac is good, like, because if not, you can have a dry birth, which can be dangerous for you as well as the baby.
What do you mean by dry birth?
Like,
I never heard of that one, people.
Okay,
never.
Well, I don't have like the medical terminology, but basically, like, when your water breaks and all that, it's kind of lubricating everything to give you a easier birth. When you have a dry birth, it'll complicate things. The baby could get stuck. They might
it will make it hard for the baby to come to the canal, to the birth canal,
which is a no bueno. Ever.
So is there anything the doctor can give you to help a dry birth?
Normally, they try to keep you from having one, period. Because if they do think that you're going to have a dry birth, there's a good chance that they'll give you a C-section.
Okay. Guys, I just learned something new today. I never heard of the dry birth. Now we talk about the process of it. We talk about the epidural. We talk about the rupture.
When you have a ruptured sac?
Yes, we talk about that.
Because that's the end process. You don't want that at all. And that's why what's that little, they give you sometimes they'll ask you if you want to take a test where they'll go in through your navel to take a sample
of the.
One of the risks of having that done is rupturing the sac. So if you can pass on it. I mean,
okay, I think I know the test she's talking about. Sometimes the doctor asks you if you want to do that test if they think the child gonna have Down syndrome.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
If the doctor think like the person is a little older in age and it was hard for that individual to get pregnant, they will ask the woman if she wants to get that test done. And with that being said, there is a danger in it, and that danger they're not informing us about that part, which is there is a possibility the sac.
You could, because they got to poke a hole in the sac.
The sac can be
take fluid out of the sac. So
open.
It's not worth it, because they do other blood tests that can also give you the same answer. It's just that one's considered it's considered a better quality. Like, you know how you have the 50%, it could be wrong. That one's considered closer to 100% sure of whether or not the baby will have Down syndrome.
But the possibility is still exists, though. So
it doesn't stop anything from happening. So
I see what you're saying. So I'm just talking about the possibility of it. Even though you get the test done, doesn't mean you're gonna prevent anything.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't prevent anything. It just lets you know. It'll just prepare you if, in fact, you are gonna have to deal with a child that has Down syndrome. Other than that, there's no way to stop it at all. That's a genetic It's a genetic thing. So once the sperm and that egg, they did their dance, whatever you have is what you're gonna have. It's just growing. There's nothing that you can do to prevent from you smoking a cigarette. It's not gonna make your baby have Down syndrome. Your baby's gonna have Down syndrome from its genetics. Period.
Wow. Is that a research that have done that prove what you said, or
You want me to keep it real with you?
yes, keep it 100? Yes.
It's
and here
rare.
we are 100. Okay, in this channel
Rare.
we are 100.
African Americans will have children with Down syndrome because Down syndrome started back when you had the kingdoms and stuff, and they wanted to keep their bloodlines pure, what they considered pure, and they started to mate amongst each other.
Okay.
So that's really where the gene comes from mating within your gene pool. So, I mean, I'm not saying that black folks don't do it, but from what I know, that's not a black thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I mean, to be completely honest with you, I'm not saying that there aren't any African American children with Down syndrome, but if you check the percentages, there aren't too many
lower.
at all. Yeah, it's a lot lower than in the white community.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so happy to have Shay with me here.
Happy to be here.
Like I told you guys, Shay just gave birth to a beautiful baby girl 3 months ago.
Yep.
3 months ago. And she know her stuff. She's a mother of 3. She had lost a baby, so she know the pain of losing a child, and she know what went wrong in the process when she lost that child. So I thought she would show. She's an example of what the danger of giving birth is to me. And I know there's a lot of young women out there that are future mother and they have questions. I personally have questions because I did not know anything about dry birth. I did not know anything about the rupture of the sac. I did not know anything about that, but I heard about the poking of the sac to get the fluid to do the test for the Down syndrome. I know about that part because I did my little research, you guys. Yes, I did. So when she was talking about it, I'm like, yeah. I know about it because of the little research I did. But I never heard of the dry birth. That part, I never heard of it. And I thought it was very interesting how she answered it. And about the open of the birth canal, I did not know anything about that either, because I thought when somebody's pregnant, they're pregnant and the baby stay where they're supposed to stay, and when it's time for them to come out, they come out. Okay. So what I want a young person who is like 15, 14, 17
sometimes
to understand.
as young as 10 nowadays, which is sad but true.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, guys. But okay.
We have to look out for everybody because sometimes they don't have those people that are looking out for them, and that's why they're in the situation they're in.
Okay. She's what I want young people to order. What message can you send to someone who's that age, who say that they see the baby shower, they see the glamorous picture posting online, young ladies are looking cute, and once they have the baby, they're doing the matching with the mommy and the daughter, or the father and the son, type of thing. They think it's cute. So what message as a young mother would you like to send to those young ladies? What would you tell them?
If you don't think that you're capable of being selfless, then don't do it. I'm not saying put yourself on the back burner, because you always have to make sure that you're 100% so that you can make sure that they're 100%. But if you're not willing to sacrifice getting your nails done or going without getting your hair done every 2 weeks, I'm not saying that you have to, but if you're not willing to put yourself on the back burner to take care of another life, then don't do it. Because this is literally a whole nother human being. You're responsible for it, their growth. You're responsible for their education. You're responsible for their livelihood, their health, everything. Taking them to the doctor, buying them clothes, happiness. That's a big thing.
Happiness.
Yes, their happiness. And people might think happiness is a materialistic thing, but trust me, children are always more amazed with presence as far as being there than presence, which are things that anybody can give them. You always have to be there for your child, especially emotionally. Emotionally it's a big deal, a really big deal, because you have people that aren't supported emotionally, and it can completely tear them down. They can be as professional as they want to be. It could be a lawyer, and on the inside they're crazy because their parents never looked out for them, and they allowed the world
to educate them, to raise them.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Okay. I know a lot of people would ask so many questions once this video is posted. If they have any question, is there any way that they can reach out to us? Or do you think you're gonna come back with me and do another video where you can answer questions?
If they want me back, I'll come back. I'm always here to help. That's what I'm here for.
You guys heard it first from Shay. She said if you have any question, she's here and I'm here, and I will be more than happy to have Shay back here to answer any question you guys have, because I will be a mother. I am a future mother, and I want to have children, and I want to learn more about it. And one thing that I learned is that the danger of us Black women being pregnant is more potent than it is in other community. And the reason I think it's important for us to talk about it is that it's not talked about enough. It's only talked about when Serena Williams had her situation. So it's something that I think it should be in the forefront of the people's mind. At the end of the day, my child is going to be a young Black king. And so I need to know that they understand it. Because I spoke with people from other races. They even told me to my face, they're like, oh yeah, the danger is more potent in your community than it is in other community. And I'm like, shoot, you know it too?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you know it too, huh? So I feel like it's something that should be talked about. It's something that us as women, as future mother, we should educate ourselves about. Because guess what? If you don't educate yourself, nobody's going to educate you. So it is important for us to talk about it, for us to ask questions. When we go to the doctor, don't be afraid to ask the doctors questions. They are here to help us with the process. If we think that we're not going to ask them questions, guess what? We're not going to get the answer that we needed. We're not going to make it the right way, or we're not going to get the right process for our child. It's either we're going to lose the child, or the child is going to be born, but with issue that we could have prevent as a mother. So I think this is the main reason why in my channel that I'm talking about it. And if you have questions, if you would like to talk about it yourself, reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to have another session about the danger of giving birth, because Shay's experience might be different from yours. Because Shay know what she went through, you know what you went through, and it probably different. For you, it probably like it was a breeze. Nothing happened. You have no discoloration. You have no extra discharge. You are just like flying to it. But for another female, for another African American female, or for a Black female, period, it's different. So I think that's why it is important for us to talk about it, for us to raise awareness. Especially right now, it's Black History Month. It is important for us to talk about it. So we can educate the young generation. If you are 15, 16 or younger, and even if you are 20, you should be in school. Not like having babies. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have babies. You're allowed to have babies, but I will say take your time, because guess what? when you take your time, you'll be able to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and you'll be more present for your child. Like she was saying, the children won't remember the present, but you will remember you are present for them at the time that they were in need of your presence. You know what I mean? So I think it is really important that we take all that into consideration when we're talking about the danger of giving birth. The danger of giving birth is not just about the giving birth itself. It's the process, it's the aftermath that we have to think about. What do you think, Shay?
I think that was perfect. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Guys, like I said, Shay is here, I am here, and we're going to have more discussion about the danger of giving birth. It's going to be a series about the danger of giving birth. It's not just gonna be a one-time thought. It's not gonna be a one-time issue. It's gonna be an ongoing issue that we're gonna talk about, because I know there is more to it. I know there is a lot more we can learn about the danger of giving birth. Because like I said, I did not know anything about dry birth. I know about the poking in the sock because I did my research. I read about it. It was in the news and stuff like that. I know about it, but I did not know about the dry birth. And it is important, people, for us to learn those things, because it's more than just putting our life in lines, think it's cute, taking nice pictures, making beautiful baby shower. Don't get it twisted. It's cute to have cute baby showers so everybody's there, but it's more to it. Because I know, growing up, I have observed, I know I get a little choked up talking about it. I have seen like 2 people that I know that will die giving birth. The child survived, but the mother did not. But I did not understand at that time because I was so young. I'm talking about 1999, people. 1991. Those are the things that I'm talking about, 1989. Those are you see how far back I'm going with it? I did not know much about it. So it stuck with me. It made me want to learn more. It made me want to do more research. And I have seen other young women giving birth, and I'm thinking, like, each time I see a young woman get pregnant, I'm like, God, please protect them, because of the experience that I have, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
of that. It was family member people that I lost. I'm talking about, like, they die, the child survived, but the mother did not.
Yeah.
And these are the aftermath of the danger of giving birth I'm talking about. But at that time, I don't think the doctor even know, like, did they, but I'm talking like back then, it was like where I am from. I'm from Haiti, for those of you who don't know. It was like they were giving birth at home. So basically, they did not know what was the cause of the mother passing. You understand where I'm coming from with it, right? But now we have more resources. We can do more research on preventing those type of things from happening again. So that is one of the main reasons. People were really like, oh, Maslin, you are not a mother yet, so why would you want to cover something like that? But it's something that is deep within. It's something that I have experienced. It's something that it's emotional to talk about, because, you know what I mean? My mom is a mother of 6, and I'm blessed. I'm happy. Like, you know, it's a process thing. She made it. You know what I mean? Each time a mother have a child, I have to say she made it, because the possibility of her or the baby not make it,
Very high. Very high. And it's sad.
So that is one of the reasons I want to talk about it. Again, I want to say thank you, Shay,
Thank you for having me.
Being here with me, for discussing this important topic that I think a lot of people will find. I hope you find it useful, because I surely do find it useful, the information that Shay have provided me. So thank you, Shay. Thank you, everyone, and I hope that you like it. And if you have questions, please leave a comment. please subscribe, like, share that video, because guess what, there is a young woman out there that needed to see this video. So thank you.